This is great.
We got 25 minutes. We got to go. Hey, what is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We're super excited to be here with you guys. We are in our newest season. This is exciting. This is the third season we've done, right? This is our fourth? Are we in the fourth season we've ever done?
We're in our sixth season.
Sixth season. This is the sixth season. This is wild.
Let it be known, Janelle in her personal life has a lot going on right now, and therefore she is literally just coming off of very intense enrollment session at her work. So
thank you. I appreciate
we'll
that.
give
Yes.
grace.
I will shout out to all of the genetic counseling applicants. Today is match day. Congratulations to all of those who matched. It's a great.
Absolutely say that. That sounds like that needs to be a reality show. Genetic counseling, man.
Okay. We're getting totally off topic. I want to make sure that if you are new to our channel, I just want to say welcome. We're really excited that you're here with us today. Wednesdays are when it goes down. We are all about talking about the ugly come up that is happening for entrepreneurs and business owners. So we all have heard that story about that person who started from nothing and then has massive success. But what happens in the middle? What happens during that ugly come up? That is what we unapologetically focus on and talk about. So that way we can help all of you out there who are budding entrepreneurs, new small business owners, network marketers. We are here to talk about that. So that way you guys can grow and become more successful. So in our newest season, I'm really excited because we will continue to have guests. We will always have a topic, the topic question of the day, and we have 25 minutes to answer the topic. And when we have our guests, they will help us to really dive into
that. Yeah.
But then when the 25 minutes goes off or ends, what do? We just end the show. And then what happened? Right? I make it a little bit dramatic, but it is kind of when the 25 minutes comes, because we actually continue in overtime that is available for all of our Patreon members. So if you are not a Patreon member yet, please go down in the comment section. You can become a Patreon member and catch all of our overtimes, including the ones from all of our past guests. Believe me, you want to get some of the tips and tools that they give in overtime. Now, when it's not in overtime, it's us, and we are answering the questions. And so this season, we not only will have guests, but we're also going to be looking at what other people are saying and learning and commenting in real time about the stuff that you guys also have access to. So I'm really excited to do this type of format because honestly, guys, Winston and I do this all the time. Like, we'll watch videos, we'll send videos to each other, and then we'll have these like really great conversations about it. But we really thought we wanted to do that with you. Like, how great would it be to do that with like the community? So we're really excited for that.
And if you guys, who are out there, if you guys do this kind of stuff with your, think tanks, the groups of maybe business partners or even just your friends that you guys have, drop that in the chat. Let us know. And then for anyone who's new to this segment, you got to go check out our new Monday rundown. It is underneath the video tab on our page. So definitely go and check that out. But let's jump into today's question, Jay, and let's get after it. So drum roll, please. Guys, today's question is Bing.
Can AI grow your business?
I know. I was just about to say, I know if you've not been hearing about AI, you've probably been underneath a rock because this thing is everywhere. Ads, just talking about ways to optimize your business. So we are going to jump into a video from someone who I'm going to definitely say Janelle is a huge fan of because she's constantly sending me videos from these guys. So Janelle, tell us a little bit about the gentleman from Earn Your Leisure, and let's get into today's video.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys have never heard of Earn Your Leisure before, a little bit of background about them. Two gentlemen from New York who are from the urban areas of New York City, and they are very much into investing and creating generational wealth. And so they went into middle schools in the New York City area and started teaching middle schoolers. And it was just to, help the youth. Fast forward, the parents would come to these sessions and they started recording them because they were like, well, I want to know this information too. And that created a movement that now has become Earn Your Leisure. It's a whole brand. And you can go to their YouTube channel and watch several different videos that they have where they discuss all things business, investing, money, other worldly topics that are going on, all for the benefit and the health of us as a community. So that way we can lift each other up and move forward.
Absolutely. So today's video, guys, let's jump into it. Let's find out about these top AI apps.
What are the top 3 AI apps you like to use outside of ChatGPT and Midjourney? And this is for everybody, anybody that wants to just chime in. Or it doesn't have to be 3, just any apps that you like to use outside of the ones that people may have already been familiar with.
There's one called Descript I like to use. Descript goes in and it can automatically transcript all of your videos. It can take out words, right? It can suggest mood, language, things of that nature. So I like to teach my students on how to write books, and I always encourage them to speak their book out and then have it transcribed. And so Descript is a great one for anybody who does content, because it also allows you to be able to search your content and go back when you talked about certain things. So you can just type in keywords, so you would know exactly when you talked about stuff by having everything scripted out. So every time we do an episode, we get everything scripted out immediately right afterwards. And then we create a database. So therefore, let's say, I want to know when I talked about, I don't know, Eminem. I type it in, and then Eminem, the timestamp will pop up which episode, exactly which time. So Descript is a great one for all content creators. And then it's just also another way to save your content to where, it's not just on YouTube. Now you have files of everything, right? I also like Runway.ai. It's a really great one. And they got version 1 out now, but they're working on version 2, which is going to come with text to video, right? So you can imagine that now you can just type in ideas and scenes on your phone. On your computer, and then it automatically starts to generate that. And it does it by using multimodal. So multimodal is using multiple different AIs together. So imagine using ChatGPT with Midjourney, right, with video. So now you'll use ChatGPT to write the script, right? Midjourney will create the poster, but they're all talking to each other. And then it'll also put it into a video, right? So right now as far as the video, it's not the greatest, but this technology is moving faster and faster because AI is constantly making itself better. So when Runway came out, or when Midjourney came out, the pictures were super abstract and you couldn't get even the eyes right. And now it's crystal clear, and we see the Pope going viral with the puff jacket on. You understand me? And Trump getting
which was
attacked.
fire.
So, yes, this AI is moving very fast. There's another one called Video.ai. Video.ai, allows you to go in there, automatically edit your videos. So and what you have to remember about all these AIs, look at all of these as beta tests. And as people use them more, right, and the processing power behind it gets better, they're going to be perfect at one point in time. If you want a site that really has all the AIs, go to thewarehouse.ai. It's a constant updated to where you can look at the top ranked ones all the way to the bottom. So if you want a cheat code as far as staying up to date with all the new AI softwares that's out, go to thewarehouse.ai. That's the Thanos of our sites.
That was the Thanos right there. So this week, McDonald's had their first autonomous store, the first fully autonomous store. And we've seen a bunch of industries being taken over or having AI incorporated. Can you give people maybe 2 reasons why they should incorporate it into their functionality and their brand strategy going forward?
Well, I would say number 1, because everybody's going to do it, first of all. And if you want to have an advantage over competition, right, you got to do best practices. And so AI is now one of the best practices that people are going to be utilizing to increase efficiency and effectiveness inside of their business, right? So you definitely don't want to be late to the party. It's like when social media came out and a lot of people was refusing to use, right, social media to run their businesses. They was like, no, I'm just going to do the in-person. And we see those stores get swept away. And a lot of people were killing it on the e-commerce side. So anytime you got a new technology, especially one like this, is not just a new technology. First of all, AI, the reason why AI was able to have the fastest rate of, downloads and users than any other platform in history is because AI is the first technology that has been marketed 50 years in advance before it come out to the general public. Yeah. So everybody was already primed with all of these ideas in ways that AI could possibly go very wrong or things that AI can possibly do good. So it's a familiar technology because it's been embedded into pop culture, into science, right, into philosophy, into all of these different things. So AI is not one of those technologies that's just like blockchain or cryptocurrency or none of those things. The world has been very familiar with AI. There's really not much to think about when it comes to it. It's a machine that can possibly do things smarter than human beings. That's the simple general intelligence of what AI is, right? So you want to make sure you're using the best practices.
Wait, can
another reason, because it allows you to, I look at AI.
Okay, we're more than halfway through, but I really just wanted to take a moment. I don't know if anyone else is taking notes. I mean, I was certainly taking notes, and the descript. I was like, why are we using this personally? Right? To write books. I mean, both Winston and I are authors, and we've been talking about like doing something together. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, a lot of this could actually be fast forwarded. The Runway app that creates scenes. I actually know a couple of people who want to like create, like they are becoming screenwriters and making movies. So that sounds really cool. But the fact that he also talked about that multimodal using, and then Midjourney, and Midjourney creates posters, and I was like, what's that? Like, there's apparently a lot of things going on out there that I know personally. I'm like, I would like to use them. And I'm feeling very much behind the ball. So what he just said, he was like, everybody's using them. It's going to become best practice. And I'm feeling a bit behind actually right now because it almost sounds like common knowledge. I don't know. What were you feeling, Winston?
I definitely agree with what you just said there in terms of how integrated it's already become and how many people clearly, because even a couple of the names that he threw out, you could tell these guys are familiar with. And I've seen there's one copy AI which I've used for suggestions around social media comments, and it kind of gives you an idea of things you can post, things that are trending, but it does all that research and things for you. Wow. It's actually similar to the thing we've used, Janelle, in terms of idea creating for the show content. Okay. That site, but it's like an app version. So again, I'm somewhat familiar that there are iterations of these things out there. I think what stood out, and I think he's probably going to get a little bit more into this though, is why he thinks the adaptation of these things have become going so fast. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even think about what he just said about how we've been basically breadcrumbed around AI. I mean, I literally actually just got done watching Terminator recently. Yeah. And the premise of that is literally the same thing. This life coming, if you've ever seen the Terminator movies, but it's about AI coming to life. And that's like the worst case scenario, Judgment Day, the whole thing. But what we start out with in that genre is something that was designed to help humanity. And at the stage where we are right now with AI, that's exactly where we are. It's about optimizing businesses, doing things that people, humans make a lot of mistakes with. So you're going to have all of that kind of taken away. For everybody who's complaining about how your sandwiches are made, you heard him say McDonald's just opened their first one. The machine is programmed to make it the exact way every single time. It's not on its phone scrolling, it's not getting into beef with the other robots at the McDonald's. Like AI we've been taught that this service is going to make the world better. And people are, clamoring to that. They're, Did I lose you? Oh, okay. You're just taking.
No. Oh, okay. Well, I'm here for all of it. Okay, so let's press play because I have a feeling we're gonna say some things that he's probably gonna say too.
AI as a wealth transfer in a sense, right?
Absolutely.
If you can have the smartest person in the world work for you, right, and you possibly get them to work for you for free or for very low cost labor, wouldn't you? Right? Not only that, they don't complain, they don't procrastinate, you know what I'm saying? It's cheap labor, they don't get sick. right? And they're going to work harder than you possibly. And for entrepreneurs, it's hard to find people that's going to work as hard as them or harder than you, right? And so it's going to increase the competitive abilities of, from first, I would say like smaller businesses compete with top line businesses when it comes to their output and marketing and branding, and also, you know, idea generation. Like, this is a generation, the most important thing for us to do is to have the ability to think and be creative. You no longer have to be the one who knows how to code, because if you need a coder, instead of paying somebody tens of thousands of dollars, you can learn the basic information about coding and how to take the code from ChatGPT 4 as it gets better, and then build you out a website from that, or create a plugin from that, or whatever it may be. So that lets me know that the most important thing right now is creativity and ideas. There's a lot of people that have access to ChatGPT, but they don't know what to do with it, right? Because we're used to being told what to do. So the first jobs that will go are the jobs that are rules heavy, right? Like, because you can teach. So if it's like, you know, let's say somebody who does taxes follow certain rules, right? So they can teach the AI those rules instantly, and therefore the AI can be better than any tax preparer ever in history, right? So those are the jobs that's going to go away the fastest.
Yeah, and I'll say this too, in this trade war that we're in, whoever wins the AI race will win the war.
Oh, you want to get
we might as well start.
Quantum supremacy?
My graduates from my school.
Oh man, that was amazing. And guys, don't worry, at the end of this, we're definitely gonna make sure that that video is put up so that you guys can go back and check that video out.
Oh, it's already there. It's already there.
Oh,
it's
okay,
already
perfect.
in the description box.
All right.
The way that ended was crazy though, and now of course you want to watch the entire interview. That's obviously like a clip.
Yeah. And it was going, you know, exactly where I was going. It's going to that space where it is going to free up the medial jobs, and you may be surprised, guys. There are a lot of medial, and I don't mean that to be in any type of derogatory way, but there are a lot of jobs where you kind of go there, and you've probably worked there before, and you're doing the same type of work over and over. It's not taking you to be creative. You've been taught a set of rules that, you know, or how to operate at a place, and you need to just do those things. People who work, let's say, I remember when the subway workers got removed because of the machines. That you could just buy the tokens from a machine. The token machine never made, well, actually, let me not get ahead of myself, because it did eventually start having errors there. But the machine was essentially an upgrade from the human who would make the mistake. How much money did you give me? All this other stuff. You know what I mean? That was an upgrade. If you ever drive, remember when those people got replaced and you just went up to a machine, put your money in, it gave you the change, you kept it moving? Those are jobs that were replaced by machines. So I 100% agree with how he ended it off. Whoever wins the AI race, whoever gets ahead of that, they're going to be the next, you know, iterations of like robber barons in the new world. You know, if you can have an AI that helps a lot of people.
And I've seen some other stuff that they talked about in terms of the new world order, and we're gonna have to do another video.
Yeah, we'll do another one on that too. That was really good.
But the idea that I was thinking immediately was like, he's right. All of the big time creative companies all come out of the States, right? The Apples, the Googles, like it's all coming out of the States. Even Amazon is coming out of the States. If another country is able to win the battle of this AI thing, forget it. Yeah. So like, PS, if this ends up being China, is what I'm saying, that ends up like mastering this, and like we all have to go to China in order to get the apps that do the thing. Yeah, it's a wrap.
Or the machines that are doing it, because that's coming fast.
That's true too.
Yeah, I mean, if you, it's definitely exciting. You know, let us know, guys, you know, in the comments where you guys are, if there are AI, if there are apps that you guys are using now.
Yeah, let us know.
Please definitely let us know. You know, what are your thoughts on, you know, even the positive upsides? You know, to some of the other points they got into, I can definitely see a lot of this stuff optimizing your business. If you're an entrepreneur and you are worried about somebody, actually, we just had somebody on who essentially one of the things that she does is designing, you know, designing for her t-shirts and products that she puts out. I would only imagine that her industry is going to have a lot of this stuff coming up and happening, where, you know, where the designs are being made, and who's going to, again, to her point, work harder to get this stuff and your products pushed out when you have a machine that's willing to take an order at whatever time in the morning and get that pushed out for you.
I think it's going to become, we've already stepped into a world of creatives where like creatives are kind of the ones who are moving the needle in lots of different areas. And I feel like this AI stuff is only going to push that even further. He just said it. Who's the person who has the best idea, or like, how can we use this technology in a different way? So it's all about the idea makers, the creators, like the visionaries. Those people are going to do really well because they're going to be able to use this technology to move things forward, because AI can't replace the vision, right?
Yeah.
You still need a human that can create the vision, because vision has no rules. Dreams have no rules. I love what Keys said at the end when he was like, yeah, like the jobs that have rules, anything that has rules, consider yourself like
replaced.
Yeah.
I think, Jeannie, to your comment, I think that's what Janelle is talking about. You know, a lot of those jobs, they're the ones that are going to be removed. I'm telling you, token. I mean, maybe it's a New York City thing, but those people, I remember booths used to have 3 or 4 people in them, and those were littered across the entire city, every borough, and then it was one. Then they closed down certain booths. You know, I don't know the statistics on this, and I'm only talking about one small, you know, industry. Gas stations that had attendants, and then you had self-serve because the machine can do it by itself. Or the driver was taught essentially how to do it by themselves. Those are all, every time that there's some new iteration of technology to this capacity, you are definitely going to have a lot of jobs essentially replaced. And then, I mean, if the movies are what they've showed us, is if it gets to the level of machines, it's humans replacing, fixing the machines, then it'll be machines fixing machines, and so on and so on. But we may be
okay. So 2 thoughts I have
lifetimes from that.
One is, my first thought is, this just points to the education system again, because education, all it does is it teaches children to follow the rules to do a job. And most children are not learning to be creative, to lean into dreaming, to lean into like what doesn't already exist. What would you want to create? Like, most children are, you're allowed to do that up until a certain age, and then they're like told not to do that. So I think this is I don't know. I hope, this is my hope. My hope is that this actually also helps to change the education system, because it's no longer going to serve what's available. We already have the generation. I just learned this. They call it the FIRE, right? Wasn't it the FIRE generation? They want to be financially independent and retire early.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, we have this FIRE generation that is going to look at this, and they're going to recognize that the way they've been educated has failed them. And so how can we use AI to move things forward to retire early? And then the other thing I want to point out is, this is more of my geeky sci-fi stuff, but I was thinking about Star Trek again. Remember we talked about how
the world without the income. Yeah,
you don't need to worry about income. And I'm like, maybe this will also help us get us to that place, right? Where, you know, when they were on the starship, you said, you know, tea, Earl Grey, hot, and AI would make it for you.
Yeah, they have replicator. Man, there's honestly so much we can get into. I know we touched on this from a business sense, but there are so many movies that, again, have, I mean, he really put this in a perspective I've never considered, that I have been so familiar with this through a ton of different movies that show you the thing Janelle just talked about. I've seen movies where we're entering into a new renaissance. And I've seen movies that show you how this renaissance plays out, where we didn't have to do these menial jobs. To Janelle's point, we got a chance to refocus on being creative because we didn't have to pick up the garbage. So a guy, I mean, there's there's probably a genius out there somewhere picking up garbage because that job gets him certain benefits. He's not having to do that anymore, so he gets to go back out and be creative. And that person gets to create the next. And technology booms so fast. And we fast forward so fast that we can hit Star Trek in our life. I guarantee you, God willing, before we get out of here, we're gonna be out here seeing the flying skateboards that Marty McFly had in Back to the Future. I'm telling you, I can run off a list of name of movies that show you what it looks like, where we're not having to do things and we get to really, as humans, go after the things that are in our hearts. I mean, it's literally the essence of like network marketing. So many industries are out there trying to get people to that financial independence stage so they can go focus on things that are not how to make money to survive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally the heart. AI is like at the heart of what so many people have been wanting for humanity. It frees us up to go out and pursue like the things that are deep within inside of us. So I'm telling you, the reason this thing is going to continue pushing the envelope. And then if you couple that with what we just came out of with the pandemic, where people were like, how they didn't want to be in that type of work environment. And now they're going to have technology be the thing that is going to work for both sides. Companies are going to be like, yo, this is the most cost-effective thing. My AI doesn't need to work from home.
Right.
It'll be everywhere. So I don't need to argue with an employee about whether or not they want to stay home with their kid, because my machine doesn't need that.
Right.
No insurance. I mean, guys, this thing is the next 3 years, maybe even fast. It's going to be insane. It's going to absolutely be insane.
Really excited for that.
Yeah,
well,
me too.
Look, guys, this is our first time going live, doing our new format. I think this was an excellent video for us and topic for us to kick it off with.
Yeah, that was definitely good.
Please, we read the comments. So if you're watching the replay of this, please comment below with your thoughts. The AI apps that you're already using, ones that you've heard about, but maybe you haven't started to use yet. Because as a community, we all need to learn from each other. Because if we can be more efficient, more cost productive, like this is how we lift each other up and get closer to, being, just like Winston said, being the person that we want to do and pursue the thing that we really want to pursue. I'm really excited for our new format. I'm really excited for AI.
Definitely.
It's really great.
And so, guys, make sure you go and check out the Monday rundowns. Those are going to be up every Monday. Just another area for us to talk about some things that are on some, business related things. But then if you've seen this last Monday's rundown, the good sex is very far departure from business, but you definitely want to go check that out. I've seen a lot of the comments already. People were loving the conversation and loving the new segment that we have there. So definitely make sure you like, subscribe those videos, guys, share those videos, and tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yep. Awesome. Well, that's it for today. We can't wait to see you next week. And so we'll close out like we always do. As always, remember you deserve the good life. Say that.
We'll see you guys next week. Check out Monday. The rundown.